I started etching or engraving on granite monuments about a year and a couple months ago, June to be specific. I have 7 years of schooling behind me in illustration and studio art. When I create something for a client, I really take in consideration what is the most personable characteristics they remember of that person that I'm illustrating for. If they had, funky hair, I have to remember to make that a little exaggerated because that's what they remember the most. If it was their favorite pet, make sure that's in part of the etching or the drawing that I present to them. The most exciting part of the entire art process is meeting the client and getting to know them and figuring out what really makes them tick. It could be that they have a love for cars and I get to illustrate one of their cars that they really enjoy and then pick out the most characteristic. Their personality kind of flows through me to the illustration. The tools that I use for illustration and the etching engraving process vary widely. It depends on if they want a hand-drawn illustration or if they want a pen etching of a photograph of them. So they give me all the photos and I sketch it out on just a regular transfer sheet of paper, and then they approve it and I get to transfer it onto Granite, and then I use a handheld Dremel, and then in essence it ends up looking like I had drawn on black mat board or a black piece of paper with a white crayon or a pencil. If we went down the route of a photograph, they would have given me their photograph and I would have scanned it in, and I would go onto the computer and use Photoshop to make sure it's the corrected balance and everything. Then I would transfer it to our pen etcher and the machine would take over and actually engrave it into the granite. We have different color litho solvent or litho paints. So what they typically put into the wording on a monument, we actually hand paint different colors. I love it here when I get to draw. I love being artistic, so when I get to sit down and just sketch out my ideas, that's another part that I really enjoy too.